All right. Well, here we are. A beautiful Friday morning. Walking on part of the Blue Trail or hiking, I guess, in Green Lane Park near where I live in Pennsylvania. I'm not a hiker. I never have been. I mean, I have gone on hikes before, but usually it's with other people. But I like walking, and I'm kind of getting sick of just walking the same old that I have been for months and months. This summer, anyway. So this is my second time going on a hike by myself. I went last Friday on the Orange Trail in the same park, Green Lane, and yeah. So I'm just gonna film some footage, and if anybody likes watching it, great. Otherwise, it's just for posterity's sake. Deer over there. I'm about to spook it. I love moss. I think it's super pretty. Don't ask me to know the names of many plants at all, because that's definitely not my forte, but I know moss when I see it. And I think it's really cool. I think it's really pretty. Okay, so we're in like the uphill part. I don't know how many uphill parts there are gonna be, but it's pretty steep. You know? So, but we're trekking through it, you know? I mean, I guess that's part of the point of hiking, is it's kind of varying in inclines and declines. But, I don't know how long it goes on for. I mean, it goes all around the whole lake, but I'm not doing the whole lake. That would take hours. And I've been doing it for about half hour so far. About a mile. So, we will see when there's a good point to start heading back, because it doesn't loop. It does loop back to the parking lot, but you have to go around the whole lake from what I can see, or there's other offshoot trails you can go on that kind of loop you back to other parts of it. So if I can find one that like takes me back the other direction, then I'd do that. Otherwise I'm just gonna go to someplace else and at the point turn around. I got a little snack. Oh. Very pretty though. Peaceful, quiet. I mean, minus the cars up there. I say that and the cars show up. Steep, steep, steep. So, you know, it's like middle of September. Actually, today's Friday the 13th for all you superstitious people out there. You know, pre-Halloween. Get your pre-Halloween game on. Watch Friday the 13th movie, which I think first time I watched that was last year. And that was with, well, a girl I was dating at the time. And, I don't know. I love Halloween. I'm a huge Halloween person. And I love to decorate for it and to get it all dressed up with my kids. I would secretly trick or treat. When I was up through when I was like, I want to say a sophomore in high school. What I would do was I would take my two younger brothers trick or treating. We were the three youngest. There's 8 kids total in my family. But my 2 younger brothers, I am 4 and 5 years older than them. They're a year apart. Anyway, context. ADHD. I'll do that a lot when I'm telling stories. So I hope you don't mind. Anyway, so when I'm, so I would take them trick or treating, and I would usually get like, I wouldn't like directly go like, oh, trick or treat or whatever. At least not till like, I did earlier on, and I would like I would be, because it'd be cold. You know, sometimes we'd have like really cold Octobers, and it would snow. Lead up to Halloween. This was in Colorado. This is like 20 plus years ago. We'd have snow, and so sometimes I'd be wearing like a big coat and a beanie. I'm taking my 2 younger brothers out. And then I remember one time we go to a person's house, and then she's like, oh, here you go, you can have candy too. And I'm like, oh, thanks. And she asked what I was, and I was like, oh, I'm a snowboarder, because I was just like how I was dressed. But I would like sneak out with my, not sneak out, but like, because the problem was my dad. My dad thought once you got to a certain age, like basically teenager, preteen or whatever, you were too old to go trick-or-treating. So he was kind of always a, Halloween wasn't his favorite. It wasn't like, anything to do with like religion or anything like that, even though like I grew up in a religious household. It was more that I don't know, he just didn't like it. And I think there's probably some reasons why, maybe some things that happened to him when he was a kid or in his past. He kind of had to grow up fast because of my grandparents, his parents, how they raised him. And I learned more about that situation as I've gotten older, and it's very sad in a lot of ways, because you know, it's one of the ways it influenced him to be the way he was with me and my siblings. And I use was past tense because he did pass away, unfortunately, in 2010 after battling leukemia for a year and a half. Yeah, so it kind of a rough childhood, growing up in the 50s and 60s into the 70s, and made him hard on us, me and my siblings. My mom was like the counterbalance because she was totally different than him. So they say, I guess, opposite the track. They had a lot of similar interests, theater and music, particularly theater with my mom. They both like to sing. My dad was very good at guitar, both great singers. He just had a lot of, yeah, anyway, Halloween wasn't his favorite. He wouldn't let us decorate until like the week or two before. But now, with me and my kids, I do it like right across the street here. Minimum the first or the last week of September, last weekend of September, and the first week or weekend of October, which usually is around my birthday. So my daughter's been asking me, Daddy, put up the Halloween decorations. It's Halloween time, because some people are putting their stuff out. It's mid-September. I'll get to it. Alright, so I think we're at the turnaround point. I'm at the turnaround point, I think. I'll head back after this. Head back to my car. Really pretty up here, nice view. Over there's the trail I was on. Just nice clearing. You can hear the lawnmower dude in the... So, yeah, I'm just getting some food in me. Eating some of those Gatorade protein bars, peanut butter flavor, which I really like, probably because they are sugary. But I got a decent amount of protein. But I'm not like super macro counting kind of guy. I just try to keep my protein up. So I lift weights and stuff. And since I've been doing all this walking the last few months, and I've lost over 10 pounds, I wanted to keep my strength, keep my muscle gains that I've gained over the last couple of years, since I've been back in the weightlifting. And I did get my sister-in-law saw me today, and she was like, you know, we see each other like all the time. She's just like, "You been hitting the gym hard?" I'm like, she goes to the gym too. I'm like, I mean, no more than normal. And she's like, man, 'cause you're looking like way more toned. I'm like, oh, I mean, I've lost like over 10 pounds the last couple months. She's like, oh, well, keep it up. I'm like, good, thank you. So it's nice to hear, because like you can only see so much in the mirror, right? Because you see yourself every day. And obviously you can look at the scale, see what the scale says, which obviously is one metric of things you can check. Obviously things like how your clothes fit you, you know, looking in the mirror, which I have noticed some differences there. It's kind of like stagnated recently, but anyway. But like when somebody says like, hey, you know, you look like you've lost, you're getting more fit, I can tell. You're like, thank God. Somebody notices. So it's a good feeling. Anyway, I'm gonna start heading back here in just a minute. This is that same incline I was going up earlier, and this is the decline part of it now. It's not so bad. I need to pay more attention to where I'm walking, or where my feet are, because I think I've almost rolled my ankle probably 2 or 3 times in the last 10 minutes or so. There's like all these things, right? So you're not like looking where you're going, which, you know, I could be looking at my feet or on the ground to see where I'm going, but sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I'm like, oh, somebody messaged me. I'm messaging them while I'm walking, and I'm like, you know. So watch where you're walking, especially when you're hiking. Alright, well, finishing this up. I'm almost back to my car. Basically, where the trail started. As far as my thoughts on the trail, again, I'm not a hiking person. Only ever done it with other people. But I think compared to the Orange Trail, I like this one more because I didn't feel like I was getting lost. It was much more straightforward. There's a lot less break-offs, and also I just kind of like went to one location where that bench was, and then I turned around, came back the way I came, and now I am coming up on the end here. So if you watched this, thank you. I will probably do more of this stuff. I want to try and upload more too. Just kind of keep my editing skills sharp and just like, I don't know. Maybe somebody will find this stuff interesting. Anyway, peace. All right, so finished up the hike, and I went about a little over 3 miles, and it took me about an hour and a half, and I'm at almost 10,000 steps for the day, and it's not even 11 a.m. So cool. All right, that's it.